shit.
Okay, boys!
Welcome to the Snake Pit. Yes, as always, I'm Travis from the band Cursed Sons from Snake Den Entertainment. Yeah, we changed the name of the show because I don't want to call it an album review anymore. It's not fair to call it an album review because I want to do a lot more, a few different avenues, do a couple of different things, not just strictly stick to talking about albums. And to call it an album review isn't right because I'm not going to review something that I don't like. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean there's not 100,000 people out there that do like it. So for me to trash something that I don't like or don't understand is completely unfair. So we're not going to call it that anymore. We're hoping to get into some different avenues of approach like interviews, local news. That's the big thing. I want to keep you up to date with local news. And with that being said, here's the news. Altoona's New Meddlers Hate Grenade have some merchandise that they're willing to shred to you for a price. So that's right, buy it, support them. They're a great band, and you can pick it up at the link right here. Speaking of Altoona and their music scene, it's been brought to my attention by the band Negan from Hastings, Pennsylvania. Yeah, another great band. It's just located, they play Altoona quite a bit. They're located just on the outskirts. It's a webpage called www.altoonamusicscene.com. You can go check it out and vote for your favorite bands. Find out what your favorite bands are up to. I think this is fantastic, and I think every area should have something of this nature. Kind of what I'm trying to do here, except I'm trying to combine everything from every little area and make it one big stop and shop, I guess. News that's a little bit closer to my neck of the woods. DuBois, Pennsylvania's The Wasted and San Francisco Sex Toys from Brookville, PA are getting ready to go on tour this October. The Just Married Off Probation tour. And you can check out both bands here and the tour dates here. With that being said, also the Reynoldsville area Prevailer Entertainment, they book shows, they book tours. They're currently working on booking shows for the Clearfield band Believeth. I really hope I said that right. If not, thrash me in the comments and then we'll figure it out later. I'll make a hey, sorry, I fucked up video. Yeah, they are a Clearfield deathcore band and they're looking for venues, places to play, even if it's your house. Hit these guys up. They're a very talented band. I've known these guys for a little while, so hit up Prevailer Entertainment or Believeth themselves to get them booked. September 14th is a Saturday, and on that Saturday in Kane, Pennsylvania, Kane's very own Thunderskulls will be throwing down at CJ Spirits in Kane. There's no cover charge. These guys are outstanding. For people that are privy to the Glenn Danzig sound, it's kind of a mix between punk rock and Black Sabbath. I love these guys. They're a great band and a good bunch of dudes. Keep your eye out for them. They've already been making some racket for the last year or two, and they're going to continue to make racket. Saturday, September 14th at the Woodside Pavilion, just outside the Woodside Tavern, Olean. The Woodside Music Festival is sponsored by 98 Rocks, 101.5, Southern Airways Express, S&B Sound and Production, and Slacker Productions. There's no cover for the show. It's an all-ages show. Legal beverages are available if you have the proper ID, as well as food. I'd rattle off all the bands, but there's no way anybody can remember this many bands, so we're just going to put them at a list here, and it's not very often. I got to use this side of the screen too, and over there. September 15th at the Press Box in Olean, New York. It's what's called the DMS Adios Party. It features Scars to Prove It, Suffer the Wicked, Counterfeit, and the Dreadnecks. Being as it's a Sunday show, which don't happen all that often, the show will start at 4. This is fantastic. Let me tell you why this is fantastic. Because not all of us can devote 100% of our time to music. We would love to, but we just can't. We have to have real jobs. We have to be able to go do things. So to get people out on a work night, start the show earlier. You'll get people there. I love this. I'm not sure if there's a cover or not. We'll look into it. If there is, when I edit this shit, I'll put it right there. And news from up north, the Dreadnecks. That's right, Swamp Metal from Olean, New York are getting ready to go on a small mini tour with Wyatt Coyne. Who's Wyatt Coyne, you ask? Wyatt Coyne is a Western New York cowpunk band. Yeah, cowpunk, swamp metal. How could you go wrong? But anyway, you can check both these guys out right here. And the tour dates as followed. Friday, September 20th, 12 Gauge Justice rides again. That's right. Castle's own heavy metal hillbillies, 12 Gauge Justice, will be supporting Warrant on their Dirty 30 tour at Jurgles in Warrendale, Pennsylvania. Tickets to get into this gig are $35, and you can pick them up from any member of the band. I'm kind of excited about this. I'm a big fan of 12 Gauge Justice for a long time. Did a few shows with them back in the day, and good for them. Couldn't happen to a better group of guys. September 28th at Templars in Cretan, PA. Boy, I hope I'm saying that right. And their promotions of the Drunk Rock Show proudly presents the 9-Stitch Method Jaywalking Somnambulist release show and the Drunk Rock Show Season 2 premiere. This is my apology for 9-Stitch Method. I know I did not pronounce the name of your record right, but it'll be featuring performances by 9-Stitch Method as well as Victoria Fire, Transcendence, Harbor Divide. It'll feature special appearances by Skippy Ickham and the East Coast Crazies. It is $5 to get in. It is an all-ages show. BYOB, and the doors will open at 6. And finally, September 20th, Clearfield's own Hellbent will be playing at St. Charles Place in Clearfield. Who's Hellbent, you ask? They're a cover band that covers 70s and 80s rock and metal. The likes of Led Zeppelin, Alice Cooper, Black Sabbath, AC/DC, things in that vein. So, if you're into classic hard rock and heavy metal, go check these guys out. And that's all the news I got. If I missed something, please feel free to light me up in the comments because, I don't mind taking a beating to get a band some publicity. I'm down with paying attention to cover bands as well as all original bands. Bands is a band. I love them all. They're great. That's all the news I got. If I missed something, feel free to light me up in the comments. And here's the review segment of the show. Not really the review segment. Actually, I'm going to get right into it. We're going to talk about Easy Tiger's 2015 release, Marla. Easy Tiger is Carl Hoffman on bass, Andrew Bailey on guitars and backing vocals, Ian Augenbaugh on drums, as well as Andrew Pink Wyatt on guitar and lead vocals. The album was recorded and mixed and mastered by Nick Forsyth. Remember him, kids? The dude from Neocracy? Yeah, if you've been around the way, you know who Neocracy is. If not, look him up. Anyway, it's not really a review. I'm just going to tell you 5 things that I think are really cool about Marla by Easy Tiger. First of all, it contains a combination of different types of musical styles while still maintaining the continuity that's all one flavor. What I mean is, they took a mixture of blues, doom, folk, punk, and made it all flow and seem like it all belonged together. It just makes a really cool Easy Tiger sound, which is very noticeable if you've ever seen these guys perform live. Musicianship. Musicianship's usually a pretty huge thing with me when I'm listening to a band or when I'm seeing them perform live on stage. I really don't know that you'd be hard-pressed to find a better rock rhythm section than Carl and Ian. Ian's a fantastic drummer, and Carl is one of the tightest bass players I've ever seen play live. And it shows on the record, because when you're in the studio, you can mix, master, and take your best take. Instead, when it's live, you gotta put your best foot forward, money where your mouth is. And they still have that ability to do it live as well as in the studio. Bailey and Pink, they split time doing leads and rhythms, and they're both very talented at it. You wouldn't know that one guy predominantly plays with humbucking pickups while the other guy predominantly plays with single coils, and somehow they maintain a stylistic integrity between the two of them while still standing out differently. And Pink's vocals, he's got kind of like a Springsteen-esque approach to it. What I mean is he's really bluesy, and the storytelling suits the music perfectly. It just has a whole flow, and like I mentioned in the first thing that I mentioned, there's a continuity that goes with everything that I think is very impressive and makes them guys stand out all on their own. The artwork. I'm always a sucker for artwork. That's why I'm still a guy that buys CDs. I love CDs. I like having the actual physical copy in my hand and being able to flip through the book. With this one, it's just a simple cardboard sleeve with a little paper insert. Very basic artwork done by Ian, the drummer. It's not necessarily a bad thing that it's basic, because it gets right to the point. It's a well-designed logo, and your basic silver CD, which is something that you don't see every day. It's really easy to overdo the artwork and to have too much and make the sleeve or the album jacket or the insert look too busy. These guys towed the line, kept it basic, right to the point. I liked it a lot. The lyrics. I touched on lyrics earlier, but now I'm going to elaborate and go a little more in depth with the way... It's not just the way Pink sings, not just his talent as a singer. Pink's actual lyrics, I think, is what I'm going to get into here. He has the ability to amazingly lyrically paint you a picture and tell you a great story while still maintaining like some distance, like there's a little bit of abstract to it. It allows him to tell you a story or to project a feeling, while you, the listener, can take that feeling and that story and have your own adventure with it. That's something that I always find really special and really amazing with guys that write lyrics or poetry. You're actually being personal to yourself, which is something that Pink does perfectly, but he doesn't spell it out for you, so you're allowed to take your own, as a listener, take your own personal adventure with his feelings and thoughts. And that comes across great when you see him perform live, because you can definitely see that Pink puts all his guts into the vocals, into his performance. It's actually pretty tight. Finally, one of my favorite things about Easy Tiger's album, Marla, is the translation to the stage. Easy Tiger takes the songs from this record to the stage flawlessly. Actually, it's more of a testament to the band themselves than it is to the actual album. And I know this is supposed to be about the album, like strictly about the album Marla, but it's my show, so deal with it. I'm going to talk about it, and you're going to listen, or you can just turn it off. You don't have to get mad. But the translation from the studio to the stage, there's nothing lost musically. Like I said, it's more of a testament to the guys in the band as musicians, and less about the album, because when you're in the studio, you can, like I said earlier, you can take whatever is the best take. You can sit there and bash your head against the wall until it's perfect, and that can be the one that you use on the album. Plus, there's ways to tweak things and make them sound better, you know. But the way these guys take it from the album to the stage, it's lights out. And not to mention, are you getting to hear these songs the way they are on the album but by seeing these guys, you're getting to enjoy the show. And who doesn't love flannel shirts and Vic Rattlehead tattoos? So thanks for tuning in, guys. This is the first time we're doing the Snake Pit in this format. It's not really the standard show, but like I said, I'd like to branch out. I'd like to try different things. I want to continue to upgrade equipment and continue to learn more about filming, which I knew absolutely nothing about going into any of this. But like I said in my very first video, I'm not going to let lack of equipment stop me from doing something that I want to do. Go see a show. Go support a live venue. Email your favorite band. See if they can get you a t-shirt. All the bands out there, keep working hard. Don't give up. There's always going to be that kid that hears your song that loves it, or that person that you run into that's seen you play that one time and you made an impact on them. It's all a universal language, and I'm happy to be a small part of it. And like I end every video with, don't take my word for it. Go out there and check it out for yourself. Go to a show. go see a band, buy a record, buy a t-shirt. So thanks again for stopping by. I'm hoping to get some sort of schedule down, but like I said, with work, I'd like